Welcome to BTS Lover, a place where every second of BTS's journey, even the ones no one ever imagined, we bring to you with emotion, mystery, and details that make your heart race. Today, a story that has long lingered as a quiet whisper behind the stage is finally beginning to surface. But unlike ordinary rumors, this story holds something powerful, personal, and deeply moving for fans. Something has happened behind the scenes, something no media outlet has ever written about. And who would have thought that at the center of this emotional tale are not only Jungkook but two people who have always stood behind him, Mr. Lee and the manager, who for years have silently become an invisible shield around the golden maknae. But wait, what exactly happened? Why are internal staff beginning to whisper that their professional relationship has transformed into an extraordinary personal bond? And how is it possible that the protection they offer has grown so intense that some say their very lives seem to be placed on the line for Jungkook's safety? This story is not about simple work loyalty, not just respect between an artist and his staff. This is a story that makes anyone who hears it stop and take a long breath, because the deeper we dig, the clearer it becomes that the relationship between Jungkook, Mr. Lee, and the manager has moved far beyond a typical work dynamic into the realm understood only by those who've experienced true loyalty. At first, everything appeared perfectly normal. Every tour, every schedule, every late-night travel. Mr. Lee and the manager carried out their duties professionally. Nothing seemed unusual. They always stood a step behind Jungkook, maintaining polite distance yet staying alert. But slowly, staff members began to notice something different. Behind cameras, behind stage curtains, even behind the closed doors of their car, there were small moments the public never saw. Moments where Mr. Lee would instinctively step in front of Jungkook when crowds grew too wild. Moments when the manager gave up sleep to ensure the safety of Jungkook's travel routes. Moments when the two exchanged glances, as if sharing the same heavy responsibility one they refused to allow to fall on Jungkook. Over time, their connection shifted. It wasn't staff to artist anymore. It wasn't just professionalism. It became a personal bond, one so strong that it blurred the line between duty and genuine care. An internal source revealed that everything reached its peak during one night abroad, a night where security suddenly became extremely vulnerable. No media ever knew, no camera ever recorded it. Only 3 people were present: Jungkook, Mr. Lee, and the manager. And somehow, in the tension of that moment, decisions had to be made within seconds. Decisions that could determine their safety. But one thing was clear, according to the source: Mr. Lee and the manager were not thinking about their own safety. They were thinking only of Jungkook. No one knows what pushed them to act with such bravery, totality, and selflessness. But the staff who heard the story said it still gives them goosebumps. One staff member even recalled, if something had happened that night, Mr. Lee and the manager would never have allowed even a scratch to touch Jungkook. They were ready to take any risk. The phrase "any risk" is heavy, but the tone in their voices showed they weren't exaggerating. Since that night, their relationship changed, not in tension, but in closeness, warmth, and depth. Jungkook, who used to move freely without worrying too much, began to listen more to Mr. Lee. The manager, who once kept a comfortable professional distance, now stayed physically closer, ensuring Jungkook's safety with heightened seriousness. And although no official statement was ever given, sharp-eyed armies began noticing differences. The way they looked at Jungkook, the way they stood just a bit closer than before, the way they positioned themselves, always prepared without being asked. Some call it love, some call it loyalty, others believe it is a combination of both. A rare bond formed only by those who have survived life and death moments together. Several staff members shared that Jungkook personally thanked them both deeply and emotionally. No one knows exactly what he said, but after that moment, the atmosphere among the 3 felt different, warmer, quieter, deeper, as if an unspoken promise had been made. Mr. Lee, known for being strict and emotionless, now often watches Jungkook from a distance, making sure the idol is okay. The manager, usually playful, becomes deadly serious anytime Jungkook's schedule involves large crowds, as if that night still lives in their minds, as if they never want it to happen again. But the most touching part is a rumor whispered among senior staff, a rumor that Mr. Lee and the manager made a personal pact, not a contract, not a company rule, but a private commitment. As long as they breathe, they will keep Jungkook safe, no matter the situation, no matter the cost. no matter what stands in their way. And when someone asked why they protect Jungkook with such intensity, one of them simply replied, "Because Jungkook is not just an artist under our care. He means more than that." Short words, but filled with emotion, secrets, and feelings that cannot be easily explained. Until today, the agency has given no official comment, no clarification, no explanation. Yet this story alone is enough to warm the hearts of ARMY worldwide while also leaving them with lingering curiosity. What exactly is the bond between Jungkook, Mr. Lee, and the manager? How deep is their connection? And why do insiders describe it as something extraordinary, personal, and worth risking their lives for? One thing is certain, this story is not over. Much remains untold. Many moments remain unseen. The night that changed everything for Jungkook, Mr. Lee, and the manager was supposed to be ordinary. A short transfer, a quiet route, a brief moment of rest before the next schedule. But fate had a different plan, one that would push their loyalty and courage to the very edge. It began with a subtle shift in the air, a silence too heavy, a road too empty. Mr. Lee felt it first. His instincts, sharpened by years of protecting artists, told him something wasn't right. The manager, seated beside the driver, noticed the same thing when the navigation system suddenly began rerouting on its own. "Stay alert," Mr. Lee whispered. Jungkook looked up, sensing the tension instantly. He wasn't told what was happening, but he didn't need to be. He knew that look in Mr. Lee's eyes, the look he saw only once before, on the night that changed everything. Moments later, a dark vehicle appeared behind them, too close, too fast. Then another, and another. Their car sped up, but the unknown vehicles matched their pace perfectly, boxing them in. The manager's voice trembled slightly, but his eyes were unwavering. "They're targeting the car. Jungkook, stay low." The road narrowed. The driver attempted to escape, but the vehicles behind them accelerated aggressively, as if trying to force them off the road. Mr. Lee moved instantly, shielding Jungkook with his own body as the car jolted violently. Inside that moment of chaos, Jungkook heard their breaths sharp, tense, and frighteningly real. But he also heard something he never expected. "Don't worry, Jungkook. We won't let anything happen to you." It was the manager's voice, steady despite the danger. Another impact hit the back of the car, this time harder. The car swerved, nearly losing control. Jungkook grabbed the seat, but Mr. Lee held him firmly, refusing to let him move even an inch. The chase grew more aggressive. The night outside blurred. Every second felt like an eternity, hanging between fear and hope. "Hold on," the manager shouted as the driver made a desperate turn into a narrow alley. It was their only chance. Only one vehicle managed to follow them, tires screeching. The alley grew darker, narrower, more suffocating. Then it happened. A final, brutal collision from behind. The car jerked forward violently, throwing everyone against their seats. But even in that split second, Mr. Lee wrapped his arms around Jungkook, shielding him fully as the manager braced himself against the dashboard. Their only thought, protect Jungkook at any cost. When the car finally stopped, smoke filled the air. Silence returned, heavy and deafening. The pursuing vehicle hesitated for a moment, then sped away into the darkness, as if realizing their attempt had failed. Jungkook, shaken and breathless, slowly looked at the two men who had risked everything once again. Their faces were pale, their breathing strained, but their eyes, those determined, loyal eyes, never left him.